One of Congress's biggest voices on this issue. That's Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. You have been outspoken on this. Senator Sanders, I want to get a lay of the land in terms of how this is playing politically. First of all, House Speaker John Boehner was asked this very morning if he thought this gives too much advantage to wealthy donors. Listen to what he had to say.
No, what I think this means is that freedom of speech is being upheld. You all have the freedom to write what you want to write. Donors ought to have the freedom to give what they want to give.
So that's one Republican reaction to this. Who on the Hill loses the most, and who do you think gains the most from this decision?
Well, this is not a complicated issue. The Republican Party has been pushing this agenda, and the conservative wing of the Supreme Court has supported it. Clearly, the winners are the millionaires and billionaires of this country, who can now contribute even more money to the candidates of their choice to push a reactionary right-wing agenda. What this Supreme Court decision does is continue the undermining of the foundations of American democracy, one person, one vote, and it says to the millionaire and billionaire class, hey, you can do whatever you want to do, or virtually whatever you want to do. And by the way, Ronan, let me predict this. This is not the end of it. You got Citizens United, you got McCutcheon. The Republicans now will move to end all limitations on campaign funding, so the billionaires like the Koch brothers can now spend as much as they want in any way that they want on any candidate in the United States.
You mentioned the next steps legislatively for Republicans, but what's in store on the other side of the aisle and for independents like yourself who want to push back against this? There was a time when we had McCain, we had Feingold, we had on all sides of the aisle people fighting this kind of a slackening of restrictions. Is there still that sentiment, or is there no longer an appetite to push back on this?
Well, it's not a question of whether there's an appetite. You no longer have, with very few exceptions, Republicans who are concerned about this issue. They see it as a gravy train. If you can now get unlimited sums of money from Sheldon Adelson and the Koch brothers, what's the problem? They think it's a great idea. Now, what some of us believe is, number one, we have to overturn this disastrous Supreme Court ruling on Citizens United. Number two, we need an immediate disclosure act so that we know who is contributing to campaigns. And number three, eventually, if we are going to save American democracy in this country, so the one person, one vote means anything, we need public funding of elections so that everybody has a shot to win, and not just those people who are supported by big money or are wealthy themselves.
All right, well, you are part of a small but very vocal group of people advocating for just that. And to some extent, the ball is in legislators' court right now. We'll be watching to see whether you're heard on this. Thank you so much, Senator Bernie Sanders. Appreciate it.
Thank you.